In this video, I'm going to show you what I regard as probably one of the most important Lightroom updates we've had in a while, and I'm very excited about this one. So what we have here under the color mixer is we have something called point color. In the old HSL sliders, we could change the hue, saturation, and luminance using these sliders only, but now we've got something called point color, and that allows us to specifically select colors. I'm just going to quickly drop the exposure on this image. Just make it look a little bit better. So now with the color mixer and the point color, I'm going to show you how I can select that green, change just that green, select this orange, change just that orange, and later show you how you can use that actually in a mask. So to use the point color, go into color mixer and click on point color and use this little eyedropper tool to select a color. So here in the background, I'm going to select this green because I want the green to be a little bit warmer and not so green. So I've clicked there and now you can see it's brought up this little color swatch here. Now you can add multiple color swatches, which I will show you shortly, but when you've selected that color, you'll get that little swatch and then you get a whole bunch of different sliders here. You might have this range slider closed like this, but if you click that little arrow there, it opens this up. So as before, you could change the hue, saturation, and luminance of the color you've selected, but now you can actually have a range slider that allows you to select a very broad or very narrow color. And if you just adjust this range here, you can see, especially shown on this block here, how we narrow that range of green selected and how we've broadened that selection. Now that adds a lot of customization to the color that you're actually able to select. If you click this visualize range here, it will only show you the color on the image that you are selecting. So I'm just going to adjust this down to 0. You can see it's not selected a lot of that area there. And if you bring it up, it's selecting more green in the image. Now you can change the hue range, the saturation range, and the luminance range here. So you can actually drag on these graphs and broaden the selection a bit more if you want to increase the selection made to that color. So I'm just going to leave it there as the range set on 100 because I want to select most of those greens. Now I'm going to use this hue shift to change the hue of that green. Let's just unclick that. Drop the saturation a bit and a little bit of the luminance. Now you can see the luminance slider, I leave that at 0. I don't use that because you can see all of this strange artifacting happening there. So now we've targeted that green nicely. Now I'm going to target the orange on the line here. So I'll click this little eyedropper tool, click on a color that I want, click visualize range to see what I've selected. Now I want to select more of that orange in those highlights. So if you come down to the luminance range and drag this up, you can see it's selecting more of that highlight range there. Let's just play around with some of these sliders, maybe increase the range. Yep, so that's increased the selection of that color that we can change. Now I'm going to increase the saturation. I'll just unclick this visualize range here, and I want to make it a little bit more red and not so orange. I'll overdo it a bit just so you can see the effect. Now we've been able to specifically select the exact color that we want, the exact color range. But why this is now so powerful, apart from being able to select those colors specifically, you can now select colors on a mask. So if I had oranges on the line and oranges in the background that I wanted to change independently of each other, we can now do that. I'm going to select my subject here. And if you come down to point color, you have this option again. So now I can change the orange on the line using the mask and tweak it a little bit, and it's not going to affect any colors in the background. There's a little bit of oranges there in the background. So now what I can do is I can duplicate this mask but invert it to select the background. And if I had that same color in the background, I can now change that color independently of the subject. Previously, we could change that color in the background, but it would also affect the subject. Make sure to use it using masks. That is very powerful, but I'll cover that in future editing videos. But for now, check out this video next, where I show you how to make dark and dramatic edits in Lightroom.